Hey there everyone, back again with another video. And in this video we are gonna move forward in our to-do list clone app. Basically this will be the last episode of this to-do list app, and in this I will be going to the overview of what we have done in our last whole of this series, and will be explaining you all that CRUD operation, how to do that. Okay, so let me show you what my application is. This search operation I have not added, so you can add that in later. So firstly we will add our data. So this, when I click on this title, so I'm gonna give title 1. Come on, type. I don't know why this emulator is so slow. Title 1 and then description 1, and if I click on the item, then it will show us that details. And if you can come here, I will again add title 2 and description 2. Just ignore the typos. Okay, one second, we got our details. Let me add one other thing. I think it's just the title 3, description 3, add. Yeah, so it was just a network issue. So basically my backend or my whole API is written in Node, and you can see that we are getting all our data, and my Node API is in GitHub, so you will can find that GitHub repo in the description below. Okay, so first of all thing, what we have done to create this, firstly we have added a safe area and a scaffold. Okay, and in that scaffold, okay, we have a body with a column, because we want that this search part to be one part of that column, and this whole another thing will be another part of that column. So we have added a flexible with a text form field. Just remember one thing, you cannot add text form field directly inside a column or row. For adding that you have to use flexible or expanded, so I have used flexible. You can use expanded also. Then I have used another part. I have used a expanded. Inside that the child is a future builder, because this whole thing is coming from a API. Just remember, when you have to call a API to get some data, okay, just use future builder, and it will just give you all the data. Okay, so for calling that thing, for calling all this stuff, we have created a get data function. This get data function, you can see that, is returning a future of list. Okay, one sec. Yeah, a future of list, and it is a asynchronous function. And you can see that we have a http dot get. It is taking the IP. You have to pass that IP in a URI form. You cannot directly pass that thing. The URI dot pass, just give that IP, that get IP, and the point this thing will run, it will return you the data. So data dot body will be your data. Okay, so you can directly, for this http is not by default in your Flutter package. You have to import that. So you will just go to pubsec.yaml and import the http, and it will and run that pubsec.get. It will just install that. Okay, so in this http you have to directly call that http dart as http, and now you will be able to use everything that has. Okay, so http dot get will take the data from this API and print everything as wanted. Okay, and json dot decode will directly decode all your data from that JSON part, because everything will be coming in a JSON format, so you can directly use that in a list form. You can directly go and read about it. Okay, or you can just go over there, this package where it is, dart converter, so you can directly use that, see that. Okay, so this will return a snapshot. This function will return a snapshot, and this will be asynchronous snapshot. So we are using that snapshot, and that snapshot has two to three things, like we have a data and we have a error, like snapshot dot has error, or if they have nothing, then we can directly use that thing. So if we are not having any of the data, if we don't have any data, we are just showing a circular progress indicator. Okay, the thing that we see at the starting of that page every time it reloads. So we have that, and inside this snapshot has all the data. So snapshot dot data is the main thing that we have to use. So snapshot dot data will be a list, as we have a list. So snapshot dot data is a list, so we have to iterate the whole thing using the list view builder. Okay, you can use anything that you want that has a builder to iterate over a list. So I'm using list view. You can use grid view or anything if you want to make your to-do list application as a grid. So we have given that item count, the length, how many items should be there. This exclamation mark is just for a null safety. Okay, so you can just ignore this, but if you remove this thing, you will get a error. And then we are directly just printing the whole thing in the list tile. Okay, the title and the description that we are getting. Okay, and when we click on this delete button, we are just directly calling that http.delete, and we are calling that http.delete with that id, so that we are able to delete that. Like you can see that the title 3 is now deleted, title 2 is also deleted. Yeah, you can see that. So this whole thing is done by this whole http.delete function. Okay, we have called this thing on pressed of this title. Okay, and now what we are doing, we want to edit the whole stuff. So for that, if we click on this, if we come to a new page where we find that we have all the details that we have. So for that, I have used material page route, and it is sending the data to a edit page, and edit page is taking four items: title, description, completed or not, or id. Okay, so in order to pass data from one page to another, you have to use material page route. There are many of the things, but this is the best thing that I think it is to use. So I'm just passing that material page route, and this is the edit page. Okay, this is my edit page. It is a stateful widget, and inside that I have asked for the keys like title, description, completed, id. Okay, and this whole thing in this stateful widget can be directly used using the widget property. So we have a widget. Okay, and then we can directly set that thing, like we have a text editing controller for all these text form field. And in order to set their data, like their text, so title dot text will be is equal to widget dot title. It will set that thing. Okay, in the similar way, we have to set that thing, we have to edit that thing, which means we have to use that put property. So http dot put is taking that ip and have a header with that body. So we are passing everything using this http dot put with a header and a body with JSON encoded. Okay, so this is the way in which we can pass the whole stuff. And now if I want to create, so this is the thing in which we can update this stuff. This is the thing where we can delete this stuff. Okay, this is the whole thing where we can retrieve this stuff. And on item page, this is similar, we have this similar property, like we have edit. So we have two editing controllers, uh, from which the data is passed using the JSON encode in the http.post property. We have passed the API using the header and body, and if we send that thing, we can directly see our data on our item or our home page. Okay, so this is the whole stuff. If I do, like if I just go and change this whole thing, like I don't want this one, I want it like 2222. If I click on this done, you can see that everything is working fine, title and descriptions are working fine. Okay, so this is the thing that we are doing, and this is the way in which we can add a CRUD operation in our application. Okay, now you can add this whole thing, because I am not saving my data anywhere. So every time my server restarts, I will have to add new properties or new data. So you can try to save all this stuff in your MySQL database or MongoDB or any other thing that you want, so that the data becomes persistent, and you are able to see that in future. And if you want to this app to be used by multiple people, then you can add authentications also. That it's up to you. Okay, so this is the way in which we can add other stuff. So I think this is the it for this whole to-do list series. I hope that you have understand how we are doing this thing. There can be more optimization in the whole application, but this is it for a beginner that have not created any of the CRUD operations. Okay, so that is it. And if you want me to create any of the new applications that I haven't created yet, so just comment me down and I will definitely try to make that application for you all. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.